As always, our unboxing episodes are sponsored by our friends at PGX Comics. Hey, come over and experience quality and service at PGX, as well as our friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename YouTube Hero 2, the Gen X for Gen X channel. I'm your presenter, Shabu. Are you? Well, we're going to do our monthly graded comic book unboxing episode where we get to revisit some of the books that we already saw during our monthly pickup episodes. Now we get to see the transformation as they go from raw book that we picked up at a store or online to the final clean and pressed presentation that we all know and expect from our friends and sponsors, PGX Grading Services. Now, my regulars can attest, we have buried, put arrest all those terrible CGC fanboy rumors about PGX. PGX has delivered far superior service quality that just blows everything out of the water. It exceeds all expectations. Well, actually, I do expect greatness if I'm handing over my hard-earned money. And the other thing, while CGC has had, 7 price increase since 2019, PGX has had one. That's it, just one. And it wasn't that substantial. PGX has had issues before, but somehow they have kind of swept that stuff under the rug. Anyway, the point is you're getting a quality product at a quality price and done by real fellow fans. Without further ado, let's dive into this month's. And again, I love hearing all of you, every one of you guys takes on these books. Whether it's here on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, it's just really cool to hear what you guys have to say about these books, your experiences with these books, because that's what makes this hobby fun. Not just having the books to yourself, but able to hear what others' takes are and their reflections on the same things that you are holding in your hand. I always found that to be so much fun and why I'm still doing this. Anyway, the first book, because my regulars know we like to start off hot and heavy. And we like to end hot and heavy. There's no breaks in between. And right off the bat, I got a amazing issue for you. And that would be Amazing Spider-Man number 66. This is Mysterio's second appearance. We have an early ASM run. Remember, like I said, issue 1 through 100 are those issues that I've been targeting recently as of 2014. I kind of thought, you know what? Getting ASM is as good as gold because they'll always appreciate. They're always going to be in demand. So and as much as I hate talking about the monetary aspect of it, it is ever present in this hobby that you just cannot avoid it. It's always in the back of your mind. I know it, you know it, but still, the essence of it is what we try to bring out in this channel with all of you. Real fans talking real shop and just taking everything in and sharing what their takes are. I think that's what makes a healthy, strong community. So this issue is actually it's pretty popular. A lot of people think that it is, in fact, Mysterio's first appearance. I don't know what it is, but this John Romita Sr. cover is very iconic. It's also very, very difficult to get in high grades, which is why 9.8s hit around $3,000, to be honest with you. And that's normal. That's no big thing. But to get a 9.8 is almost impossible. And my regulars will know the very reason why. It's this background white cover that's here. This white, no matter what, even looking at it, it gets dirty. So for this, number one, as I always tell my regulars, the book has to have a nice presentable cover. That's a win for me. Number two, it has to be complete. That's a win for me as well. If those two criteria are met, then I'm okay with getting a low grade on a key issue. And this one got one of the lowest at a 2.0. But still, the cover, look at the cover. Even though you're watching this through a TV screen, it still comes out pretty damn good. And the clean and press service, I mean, think about it, 2 or 3 shades the white was a lot darker. But look how bright it has gotten after PGX's clean and press service. This probably would have been a 1 or maybe a 0.5. Yes, I have seen a 0.5 graded. But the fact that they were able to work this magic to get a respectable 2 for this issue, that is definitely a win. And I'm so happy to add this to my collection. This is a wonderful issue. We got the back right here. Who other than Jack the King Kirby right there? This is just great. And this is what, Stanley, Ditko had left. Of course, John Romita's in, but you still had Kirby in the clubhouse. You still have Stanley. I mean, this was really those formidable years when it comes to Marvel. And that's another reason why, I love this issue. So again, clean and press service, good. Let's read what it says on the back. Again, only PGX offers this. You don't need to log into some websites or get some tangent, even though I said that about EGS grading services. In retrospective, it's a pain in the ass because you have to keep track of those certificates that they give. PGX, boom, right there. It tells you multiple creases and stress lines along spine, significant cover edge spine wear, weak spine, foxing, water stain, dirty front cover, dirty back cover. This book has been through war and back, and it's still in one piece. So this book was preserved at the right time. Any longer, it probably would have been lost. And I'm so glad I'm the one who rescued this iconic book and gave it a proper, dignified retirement. So, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 66. Alrighty, so our next book doesn't really command a significant monetary number next to it, but it's still significant in the fact that it is another modern day artist, J. Scott Campbell's amazing work. And I'm just a big fan of J. Scott Campbell. I love, how he draws his characters. There's no denying that. So it's interesting. It's the Eternals issue number 1, the J. Scott Campbell variant. And he's basically the guy that they call every now and then to do a variant. I mean, what a nice cake job that he has. He doesn't have to illustrate a full book anymore. When they call him up, they just bring the truck full of money. Here you go. We need you to do at least 2 covers a month, and you pick whatever one you want to do. What a wonderful gig he has with Marvel. But again, this is just an amazing piece of artwork. It's just beautiful. And the thing about J. Scott Campbell, and me personally, a lot of people may think wrongly or negatively how I take in enjoy these things, but it is the artwork. It is just amazing, like the lines, the colors, how they kind of jump at you. It's a talent that I never got. It's something that the good Lord never gave me. So that's why I appreciated that. And I discovered art more, even though I was a musician and playing musical instruments in college, with bass and everything. But I became a real fan of art, actually, during my days at Rutgers. It says going to the Met, going to Philly or New York, and just getting in the art scene. So I applied that to my collecting. And I think that's where the fun is for me. It's like I own a piece of artwork. And that's what I like about this. And this J. Scott I know he's selling a 9.8 with this autograph for around $400. And I think J. Scott Campbell is going to be in the same breath as the greats were. When people look back 20, 30 years, his name is going to be, Dave, just like Dave Stevens is today. People are going to be picking up his variants. It's just the thing is they're never going to be significantly like those old school artists are, because they just make so many of his covers, and they makes, every month there's like two or three, but still it's good to enjoy it. This is what the hobby is all about, and why I'm excited about Eternals issue number 1 from 2021, fresh off the pandemic. This came out. Alrighty, so our next book is a modern day classic, I guess, and it's interesting because, during the pandemic, when everybody was getting those checks, how crazy and expensive this book got. I mean, I was shocked. I remember I was at Docking Bay 94, and we were doing those online stuff. And when this issue came up, the raw was close to $50, to get this book raw. So now, we got examples, especially during the pandemic, where this book flirting with $1,000 in a 9.8. Obviously, prices have dropped significantly since then, but at the same time, it started spiking up again once the Daredevil Wolverine movie came out. And I'm talking about Wolverine issue number 1. This is the second solo series, which turned out to be an ongoing series. And this is kind of piggybacking off of, we showcased Daredevil, Wolverine issue number 88 from this very series, the first time that Deadpool goes up against Wolverine. Well, this is the first one, and this is a Chris Claremont story with John Buscema art and cover. Again, two heavy hitters. The first one, and we featured that several years ago, several times, the Wolverine issue number 1, the Frank Miller series. This time, it was done by the guy who actually kind of developed Wolverine from the start. I mean, Frank Miller is all said and good, it deserves its rightful place. But at the same time, it was Chris Claremont who really turned Wolverine into the icon that he is today. So for him to, kick it off with this, eventually Larry Hama would come and take over, after the G.I. Joe run ended, and would do an amazing job, which kind of goes below the radar. Wolverine and Larry Hama is no joke, folks. Read those issues; they're really good. And it shows you what a great writer Larry Hama is. But again, I'm glad that this one was done by Chris Claremont, and I think this has been one of those modern. Even though this was 1988, so saying modern for 1988 is kind of funny, but it does make sense. This is a great issue. I'm so happy. In the back, you got the first appearance of Patch. So it is a first appearance of a character, and we saw the Calverine version. We saw Hugh Jackman play that as well. So this is kind of cool. This is definitely a must. The prices have gotten down, and this 9.0 is definitely doable. I love getting this book in 9.0 is a win for me. It looks beautiful. The clean and press service is just, I can't stop raving about it. From seeing these books and what they once were and what they've become when they're in case, it's just it's a nice, like, crossing the finish line, like, yeah. And then they give you the medal. So picking them up would be kind of like the race. And then, like, when you find the book and you think you did good, and you did good on pricing and everything, and then when you get it back and it looks like this, that's when they put the medal on you. So that's how I look at this whole process. Again, a great back cover. Wolverine issue number 1 from 1988. Alrighty, so moving right along, our next book is one of those books that I think it's trending in the right direction, and it's going to be like, you'll see what I'm saying. But we did feature this book once, very in the early days, and I parted with that book, but finally I got a replacement that kind of bumps the game up a little bit. So here we have Amazing Spider-Man issue 323. What makes this issue significant? Well, I'll tell you. It's Todd McFarlane. So this is a Todd McFarlane character that he doesn't normally draw, is why I specifically target these type of issues. Because people are like, hey, I wonder what... Oh, you remember the Captain America Todd McFarlane? Or the Hulk Todd McFarlane? I mean, just to add the Toddness into anything, is going to be... He is the king now. He is the modern king. He has replaced Stan Lee as being beloved, whether it's these modern kiddos. Us Gen Xers kind of got him at the end, so we like him, we respect him, but these guys that came after us put this dude on a whole different pedestal. And, you have to acknowledge that. And the fact of the matter is, this is a damn good Captain America. Beautiful Captain America. And I like the little one for the direct edition on the side. This is just good all around. I think this was John Walker. I don't know if it's John Walker or Steve Arnold. Steve Rogers, I'm sorry, Steve Arnold. But what did we get on this? A 9.4. Now, I picked this up at a local Comic-Con here, the Melbourne Comic-Con, Brevard County Comic-Con, the small local one that is sponsored by our good friends at Famous Faces and Funnies. Just walked up to a booth, was looking for this issue, found one that was a decent price. Know that there was another one too that was a little bit higher. And they said, oh, that's the better one. Well, I looked beyond that. What would a clean and press service do to this book? You know what it did? It took this book to a 9.4. That's freaking awesome. I'm so excited about that. And look, you get the classic McFarlane Spider-Man in a crazy, amazing pose. Captain America. I mean, this is freaking goodness. In the back, everything about this book came out. Here's what the PGX said about the defects. Multiple minor stretch lines along the spine. That's it. That is so cool that you could just flip a book right and read what's wrong with it. That's freaking awesome. Good job, PGX. But yeah, this is just an amazing cover. And I'm so glad to have it. You're on the hunt. Look for those off character for Todd McFarlane's like this one. This is a perfect example. These things will always go up in value and demand, especially those 9.0 and above grades. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Alrighty, so we're going to end this unboxing episode with two books that are going to be huge in what's going to come from the MCU. And I'm talking about Fantastic Four fun and Doomsday fun. And when you dive and look a little bit further with these two books, you will see what perhaps may be what the end result is to these two movies. Spoiler alert, right? A lot of people have been pointing to the 2015 Secret Wars and stuff, but I think this storyline has going to have a lot of impact on what we're going to see, because it's done by none other than Stan Lee and Jack the King Kirby together, a collective effort. So if Marvel would be stupid not to incorporate anything from these two stories, I mean, it's ridiculous. But here we go. We're talking about Fantastic Four issue number 77. I mean, if you want, read the summary about this issue. You have Galactus, you have the Fantastic Four, you have the Silver Surfer, you have microverses and multiverses, whatever. You have Silver Surfer asking for his release from Galactus and getting denied. You have the Fantastic Four being taken off this earth onto another plane. I mean, so many things. And again, this cover is quintessential Jack the freaking King Kirby. I mean, this is what Jack Kirby is known for. That sci-fi, that space. I'm talking about Thor, Asgard, Galactus, Silver Surfer. I mean, this is what sparked everyone's imagination, and why today we will never ever have any artist to go anywhere near these, anything close to these creations. It's a testament to mind, spirit, body to pen. I mean, that is beautiful. It is so freaking amazing. So this one is from 1968 as well. I mean, as like I've been telling all you guys, and Fantastic Four, you have Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The story and then artwork done by Jack Kirby. I don't know what to say. If you can't get excited about shit like this, you're in the wrong hobby. That's it. And of course, the back, you have, again, this is another difficult grade. The red is, difficult. But look at PGX. That red and yellow freaking pop. This book does not look like a 4.5. It is absolutely immaculate. His Galactus in the corner. I mean, all these little fine details. Sue Storm. I mean, Silver Surfer. This is just, you could, I'm getting emotional. You could spend hours looking at this. Every curve, every line. I mean, it is art. It's plain and simple art. So this isn't a 9.8. Big whoop-de-doo. This 4.8 is complete. It presents beautifully. And it's giving me the feeling that I've been looking for in this hobby. This is what it's all about, folks. So Fantastic Four, 77 from 1968. Alrighty, so Batting Cleanup, again, is another one. Another amazing, great cover. And I'm talking about Fantastic Four, issue number 86. Now, this isn't really a key or of anything in particular, but again, with Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday coming up, it is really relevant to what's going on. Now, this came out again in 1969, and the story done by none other than Stan Lee with artwork done by Jack the King Kirby. I mean, back to back, these two pickups I think are amazing, and the artwork, it's just, like I said, we will never see this again with the way things are going with, artists using tablets, and also now with AI coming in the front, just this connection between spirit, mind, hand, paper, pencil. It's just an amazing connection, and only Jack the King Kirby could do this. This is quintessential Jack the King Kirby. Now, this story, like I said, nothing key, nothing significant, but the fact is, you have the Fantastic Four going over to Latvia, Dr. Doom's kingdom, and saving the Latvians from Dr. Doom. And like I said, these bad guys, my three favorite bad guys of all time, whether it's Darth Vader, Dr. Doom, Destro, they don't see themselves as bad guys. They see themselves as the answer to the world's problems. They want to fix everything. But it takes a person to be like, maybe that's not the right way of going about doing things, But that's the most interesting aspect of all of these three bad guys, is they don't see themselves. And you'll see that in real history too. Like, all the bad guys in history never ever saw themselves as bad guys. So that's what makes things a little bit more interesting. And then when you apply that to real world stuff, it makes sense. But again, this is interesting because the Invisible Woman had left the Fantastic Four. So it's basically Mr. Fantastic, Ben, Johnny Storm, and his girlfriend. And then at the very last minute, Sue Storm comes back and saves her family, and then they kind of reunite. So it's interesting in that aspect as well. Just a storytelling, vintage Stanley. This book coming out at a 3.0 is a win. Number one, it's complete. Number two, the cover is presentable. This was a lot more. There was about 2 more shades of soot on it before PGX came and did their thing. They brought this book to a respectable 3.0. So I'm actually excited. Again, I don't give a shit about the grades. It's nice, but at the same time, having this book and being able to appreciate all the fine details of it is what makes it really fun. So, Fantastic Four issue number 86. This wraps up our graded comic. Now, this past weekend, today is the following Saturday after Free Comic Book Day. So the fun is still going on at your local comic shop if you haven't checked it out yet. If you were busy last week, you could still go back and enjoy, because the first Saturday of May, every Saturday during May, there's going to be something interesting going on at your local comic shop. Now, the books that I picked up from Free Comic Book Day, nothing exciting, nothing. Well, it is exciting. What am I talking about? But nothing out of the norm for me. We got the Energon Universe. This is the Free Comic Book Day. Last year they did this, so they're following up with another offering. I think this is a great way to get young people, new fans into G.I. Joe and Transformers. It's a win-win right there. The next book is by Modern star, and that is Scotty Young. Scotty Young's artwork is something I'm becoming a big fan. It kind of reminds me of like Calvin and Hobbes. Like his artwork reminds me so much of Calvin and Hobbes. It's pretty funny. But I like how his layout is in this series. And the book is called I Hate Fairy Tales. So you could tell right away this totally piqued my interest, and the artwork in it is absolutely amazing. So this is Scotty Young's offering for Free Comic Book Day. I think this came out in 2024. Sometimes they release old stuff again. They have a whole bunch. I know all these publishers, release all this stuff, and your local comic shop will, get some old stock, some new stock. This is another old stock. This is a Donny Cates Aftershock for Baby Teeth. Now, again, just like Scotty Young, Donny Cates is another modern comic rock stars. I didn't believe the hype for both these guys. How could they be better? But then I started reading them, and I'm like, you know what? This shit is really good. I was really, really impressed with both Scotty Young, Donny Cates. There's going to be a couple other modern day writers. Now, this artwork is kind of like a manga style. So, I love black and white. I think it's great, but I think manga should be manga and comics should be comic. When they're starting a lot of combining both, and I don't know about that. I think that both should be kind of separate, because once they do that, you're going to start diluting either A or B, So, and the next book, Marcos Martin, I don't know what it is, but I am compelled by the artwork. You see, when I do that, like I am giving you live reactions, like how I look at things. But the artwork is kind of like, the book kind of goes like this. Like that's how you're supposed to read the comic, like this. So that's interesting. That's what Free Comic Book Day is all about. Trying new things. It doesn't hurt. It's fun, and it's a good way. Like I love going to Free Comic Book Day. You get to meet your friends at famous, all my friends at Famous Faces and Funnies. I think it's a good. Again, this is another manga style. And you see the front is kind of like, Isaac Omnibus. The digital hit samurai epic comes to print in 2-in-1 omnibuses. So I guess this is a manga that they kind of converted into comic books. Ooh, here's the tagline for this: "A epic revenge that spans the world." In 1620, Catholics and Protestants clash across Europe in battles decided by sword and gunpowder alike. Among them is a lone Japanese warrior with a gun of strange design on a sworn mission to kill the man who murdered his master. What the hell? I guess we're talking about the Irish, like Northern Ireland and Ireland. So a Japanese guy was caught in that sad history. Sadly, it's 2025. Same shit is going on in Gaza. Like, these people can't get along. So the last one is the one that these guys, our local comic shop, Famous Faces and Funnies, put aside for me specifically. And that's Thundercats and Powerpuff Girl team up. Holy shit. I didn't think I need this, but it turns out I do need it. Because what's inside, and I read through it briefly, is just insane. It's like a big LSD trip. It's hilarious. If you find this, pick this up. It is, you will smile throughout the entire time. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you can't help but smile. Well, anyway, that does it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get back to, what am I playing? Medal of Honor on the original Xbox. Killing some Nazis, which is a good thing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.